Welcome back to the Motivated Mind Zone. Glad to have you here. Have you ever set out to master something new? I don't know, like learning a language, only to find yourself facing down this powerful opponent we often just call laziness. It's that feeling, right? You have the desire, the goal is clear, but actually tackling those big, intimidating tasks, the energy, the motivation, just kind of evaporates. Most of us see laziness as, well, a roadblock, maybe even a flaw in our character. But what if I told you laziness isn't the enemy at all? What if it's actually like a secret guide, pointing you toward a smarter way, a more efficient path? Let me tell you about Kenji from Japan. Kenji had this amazing dream. He wanted to travel the world, connect with people everywhere, and do it all in English. He was really passionate about it. So Kenji did what most of us would probably do. He went the traditional route, the hard way. Got these huge grammar textbooks, the ones full of complex rules. And he started studying these like endless lists of vocabulary words, all that stuff, verb conjugations, noun genders, really intense, dry memorization. Day after day, after a long day of work, he'd force himself, sit down, study. But that kind of relentless grind, it really took its toll. After barely a week, honestly, the exhaustion was just huge. The textbooks felt boring. Yeah.
They often are.
Right. And the vocabulary just wouldn't stick. He started feeling frustrated, totally overwhelmed, like a failure, basically.
Yeah.
And that vibrant dream he had, traveling, having easy conversations, it started feeling really far away. He started questioning himself, like, am I just too lazy for this? Am I not cut out for learning English?
Yeah.
He was really close to giving up. And I think that feeling, well, a lot of us can relate to that, can't we? That gap between wanting something badly and the sheer effort involved can feel impossible.
And that right there is the core problem. For Kenji, and honestly for so many people, what's fascinating looking at the sources for this deep dive is how clearly they show that Kenji's real issue wasn't, some inherent laziness.
Okay.
It was the method he was using. He was trying to climb this massive mountain in one go, this grueling climb. And naturally, he hit a wall. Of course he did. He almost gave up because that conventional approach, it just wasn't really aligned with how our brains actually learn best, especially languages. The material strongly suggests it's not laziness that's the villain here.
Yeah.
It's our approach to it. It even talks about a special method for smart, lazy people. That's what Kenji eventually found.
Wait, say that again?
A special method for smart, lazy people. It promises a total shift in how we think about learning.
Okay. A special method for smart, lazy people. That sounds amazing. Less like a promise, more like a revolution. So, for this deep dive, that's our mission, right? We're going to unpack these lazy methods Kenji discovered. We'll look at how they actually work and then reveal the one simple secret that makes them all click. Showing how what we usually call laziness can actually be a really powerful tool for learning. Okay, let's dig into this. You said Kenji's initial way grammar books, word lists was the problem, not him, even though that sounds like, the standard advice. So what exactly was wrong with that, and what was this alternative you found?
Well, that standard approach, while it seems rigorous, was treating English like a subject in school, like math problems to solve or facts to memorize for a test.
Right. It's like something you have to study.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the big insight Kenji found, the thing that really changed everything for him, was super simple, but really profound. He decided, stop trying to learn English and instead just start using English.
Stop learning. Start using. What's the real difference there?
Yeah.
Isn't using it part of learning it?
Yes, but the mindset is key. Think about learning. It often feels like hard work, right? A chore. Homework, drills, memorizing stuff that feels kind of disconnected and tiring. It's often forced.
Yeah, I get that feeling.
But think about how you use your native language. You don't study it every day. It's just effortless. It's intuitive, sometimes fun, woven into everything you do.
Just talk and listen.
Exactly. You speak, listen, read, interact, all without thinking, oh, I'm doing my language chore now. The goal Kenji adopted, and what the source material really highlights, is making English feel the same way. Easy, natural, just a normal part of your day, not some separate, scary school subject you have to brace yourself for. It's about shifting from that academic mindset to an experiential one, living it, not just studying it.
That's a really powerful shift in perspective, it
Yeah.
feels. Yeah, liberating is the word, instead of forcing it. And Kenji didn't just have this aha moment, right? He actually created rules for himself.
He did 3 really clever, practical rules based on this new idea. We're calling them the lazy English rules.
Lazy English rules. I love it. Okay, let's hear rule number 1, the 5-minute rule. How did that work?
The 5-minute rule is just brilliant in its simplicity. Kenji basically stopped fighting that battle of, I need to study for an hour. That just led to burnout and him avoiding it.
Uh-huh.
Instead, he made this tiny, almost ridiculously small commitment to do something in English for just 5 minutes a day.
Just 5 minutes.
Just 5 minutes. Not perfect minutes, not super intense minutes, just 5 minutes of touching English. And this isn't just about willpower, it's like a brain hack. Committing to something so small, it bypasses that mental resistance that stops us from starting bigger tasks.
Ah, okay. So you trick your brain into just doing it.
Pretty much, you
Yeah.
lower the barrier to entry so low, it's harder not to do it.
So what did that look like? What did he do in those 5 minutes?
That's the beauty. It was flexible. Some days, maybe you watch a short, funny YouTube clip in English, maybe with English subtitles on. Other days, maybe listen to one English song. Read the lyrics while listening, not worrying about understanding every single word, just getting the feel, the sound.
Right.
Or maybe just open a news app in English and read one headline, maybe the first paragraph. The point wasn't total understanding. It was just daily contact, consistency, touching English every day without that pressure of failure or perfection.
5 minutes. It feels manageable even on the worst days.
Exactly. Even on the busiest, laziest days, who can't find 5 minutes? There's no real excuse to skip it. And that tiny, consistent action builds a really powerful habit over time. It's all about just showing up.
That makes so much sense. Getting started is always the hardest part. Okay, so that leads into rule number 2, the one-sentence rule. This sounds like it tackles that other big frustration, those useless vocabulary lists.
Precisely. Kenji realized memorizing long lists of words out of context wasn't working. You learn them, you forget them, and you can't actually use them easily in a sentence.
So true.
So he ditched that completely. Instead, he focused on learning just one useful sentence each day.
One sentence.
One sentence. But the key was it had to be useful. Something he could actually imagine saying in a real conversation. This taps into how we learn language naturally in chunks, in context.
Okay, like what kind of sentences?
Well, early on, maybe something like, could you speak a little slower, please?
Ah, okay, yeah, that's super useful.
Right. It's like a magic key, as the source puts it. It lets you stay in the conversation even if you're struggling a bit. You don't have to just give up and walk away
It
embarrassed.
keeps the interaction going.
Exactly. Or another day, maybe, what do you call this in English?
Another great one. Lets you learn from the situation itself.
Totally. You learn new words from real people in the real world, not just from a book. And think about the impact. If you learn just one genuinely useful sentence every day, after a year, that's 365 sentences.
Wow, yeah.
That's actually enough functional language to handle a lot of real-life situations. Way more effective than knowing, say, 3,000 random words you can't connect properly. It's about practical ability, not just quantity.
Functionality over volume. I like that. Super practical. And then rule number 3, the smartphone rule. This one sounds almost too lazy. He basically weaponized his phone addiction for learning English.
Ah, you could say that. He absolutely did. This rule uses something most of us have in our hands constantly anyway. Our smartphones. Kenji simply went into his phone's settings and changed the language. From Japanese to English. That's it.
Just change the language. No special apps, no study time.
Nope. Just flip the switch.
Okay, what happened then? Was it confusing?
Well, sure, initially maybe a little, he wouldn't instantly know what settings meant or compose or notification.
Right.
But think about how often you use your phone. Dozens, maybe hundreds of times a day, right?
Easily.
So he just kept seeing those words in context. He wasn't trying to memorize them. He just learned them naturally through constant repeated exposure. Your brain is amazing at picking up patterns and learning from context when you see things over and over again.
So just by living his normal life, unlocking his phone, checking messages, he was getting this passive English immersion.
Exactly. Zero extra effort required. His phone basically became this constant, personalized English tutor that he didn't even have to pay.
That's incredible. It's like ambient learning.
That's a great way to put it. Ambient learning or micro-learning. You're not setting aside special study time. You're just using the moments that already exist in your day. Research shows that integrating learning into routines you already have is super effective. It takes away the mental energy needed to start something new. You're just building on what you already do.
Creating an English world around yourself.
Precisely. Turning everyday tools into teachers.
And these three rules, they sound so simple, almost counterintuitive. But they completely changed things for Kenji. He stopped feeling tired and like a failure.
Absolutely. That feeling of dread about studying, it vanished. English started to feel easy, natural, maybe even fun.
Which brings us to that amazing moment, right?
Yeah.
When his dreams started to become real.
Yeah, the payoff moment. After just a
Yeah.
few months of consistently doing these lazy things, something really cool happened. He was in Tokyo, saw a tourist, looked obviously lost. Canadian woman.
Okay. He must have been nervous.
Oh, definitely felt that familiar nervousness.
Yeah.
But something was different this time. He had tools, he had confidence, maybe just a little bit.
So he went for it.
He did. He walked up to her, used his simple sentences, the ones he'd practiced. Hello, can I help you? Where do you want to go?
And he could understand her.
He could. And when she started talking a bit too quickly, you know how people do when they're flustered? He didn't freeze.
He used the magic key.
He used the magic key. Could you speak a little slower, please? And she did.
Oh. And he helped her.
He helped her find her way.
Yeah.
And in that moment, Kenji had his first real, actual, spontaneous conversation in English.
How'd that feel for him?
Just incredible. He said he felt this huge wave of happiness and just immense pride.
I bet.
That dream he had. Traveling the world, talking to people. It wasn't some distant fantasy anymore. It was starting right then. Right there in Tokyo.
His whole mindset shifted
Yeah.
from, I can't do this, to, wow, I'm actually doing it.
Exactly. And that feeling of success, that pride, is such a powerful motivator. It's something those intense, grueling study methods often fail to provide early on, which is why so many people drop out.
Small wins fueling the fire.
Precisely. Creates a positive feedback loop, keeps you going.
Okay, so this is all incredibly inspiring. These lazy methods. Kenji used the 5-minute thing, the one sentence, the phone trick, they all seem to work. But what's the underlying principle? You mentioned there's one simple secret holding it all together. What is it?
You got it. The ultimate secret, the core idea behind why all these methods are so effective, and honestly, behind a lot of successful learning in general, is this: consistency over intensity.
Consistency over intensity.
Yeah. It is far, far more powerful and sustainable to do a small thing every single day, like Kenji's 5 minutes of English, than it is to do a huge, intense thing once a week, like a monster 2-hour studies session or class.
It kind of goes against the no pain, no gain idea, doesn't it?
It does, in a way, but the science backs it up. Habit formation, neuroplasticity. Our brains learn best through small, repeated inputs, not through these exhausting cram sessions. Think of it like building muscle, but for your brain. Gentle, regular workouts build stronger connections, stronger neural pathways over time.
So those small daily actions make the pathways in your brain more efficient.
Exactly. It's a process called myelination, basically insulating those pathways. It makes the skill feel easier, more automatic, less like a struggle, more like just something you do. You're building that network brick by tiny brick every single day.
Which makes you wonder about laziness again.
Right, it really prompts that question, is laziness really the enemy? Or is it actually a wise guide? When your body or mind resists that huge, intense effort that's likely to lead to burnout, maybe it's not being weak. Maybe it's signaling you.
Signaling you to find a better way.
Exactly. Guiding you towards efficiency,
Yeah.
towards finding methods that get the best results with the least friction, the least wasted effort.
That's not lazy. That's
Yeah.
just smart.
It's incredibly smart. It's about working smarter, not necessarily harder all the time.
Absolutely. Wow. It really does reframe how you might think about that feeling we call laziness. So the message is, be a smart, lazy learner. Think about how applying this idea of consistency over intensity could change things for you. Not just for learning English, maybe, but for any goal you have.
Any goal at all. Health, work, hobbies.
For anyone listening who might still think, okay, but 5 minutes, one sentence, that sounds too easy to actually work. What's one immediate thing they could do mentally to really start embracing this?
I'd say just try it. Pick one tiny thing related to your goal, something almost laughably small, and commit to doing it for just 5 minutes or just once every day for a week. Don't judge the outcome yet. Just focus on the consistency.
Focus on showing up.
Focus on showing up. See how it feels. See if that small, consistent action starts to build its own momentum.
It really comes down to finding those tiny steps, doesn't it? So
Yeah.
maybe the question for everyone listening is, what small, consistent step could you take today for whatever goal you're chasing? Something that seems small now, but that done consistently could quietly, powerfully lead to really big results down the line.